Hi there. In this section, we are diving into a crucial feature for managing your Git repository, the .gitignore file. If you ever wondered how to keep unnecessary files from being untracked in Git, then just keep following with me and let's get started. So what is a .gitignore file? It's a simple text file in which you can specify files or directories that Git should ignore. This means Git won't track changes in those files or include them in your commits. For example, you may want to ignore configuration files for security reasons, build artifacts, or log files, basically. Anything that doesn't need to be shared with others or stored in the version control. So how we can do that? Let's first of all create our .ignore file in our folder. Simply just open up terminal, creating your .ignore file. But first of all, let's check which working directory we are now. So we wanted to create this .ignore file in the previous folder project that we did commit some changes with it in the previous sections in the course. So which is the Git folder 1. So let's navigate there and create our .ignore file there. It's our project, it's folder 1. Here we go, and we did actually create these two files, index.html and style.css, in the previous sections of our course, and we did commit them with the Git. We add them and we commit them to make the Git tracking these files or any changes in these files. So let's create our folder .ignore file here. .gitignore. Here we go. And now if we check our VS Code in the project in the VS Code editor, and we will see it's being created here, our folder. And simply it's empty now because nothing there. And let's do some work with it. Let's create some files. At some point, we want Git to not track any files, for example, or folders that we mentioned here, for example. For example, let's create some files here and do ignore that. For example, the .env files, and let's create another file. Let's create it with our terminal. Also, let's create test.text, for example. Let's see our folders there. Here we go. So let's check our status. Now, our Git tells me now we have these files, it's been untracked. So at some point, as we said, we don't want it to we don't want Git to track our .env and the test.text. So to do that, just simply we can add them by specifying the name in our folder in VS. Let's do that. Go into our .ignore file and just mention here .env. So let's save. And now let's check our status again. Let's zoom a bit. Let's check our status in our terminal. Git status. Here we go. Showing our .env. It's been hidden in the .ignore file. And once we do that, once we add them in our staging area to commit them later, it will not track in this file anymore. So Git will not track in this file anymore. So let's add our files to the staging area. Just in the git add command, and we want to add all of the changes here we made. For example, we can do that just by the dots. Git add dots. Here we go. Let's check our status. Now Git tells me this file is here. It's in the staging area. We can commit them and we can unstage them also. So let's do git commit. And for the message, let's make, for example, the test file. Here we go. So let's configure our Git, and here let's do our email. And here also let's do our configure our name, and here we go, status. So let's do the git commit now, and for the message let's just type added test file. Here we go, we have 2 file changes and 1 section. Let's get the git status. On the master branch, nothing to commit to working with a tree. So this file is being committed. And let's see our commit history there now. Git, if you remember, git log, we did it in the previous section in our course. Git log -- for the shorthand history, 1 line. Here we go. Now it's been added third commit here. So that's it for this .ignore file. It's simple but powerful tool to help you keep your Git repository clean and efficient. If you found this, for example, section helpful, make sure to give the thumbs up, subscribe for more web development tutorials that will motivate me to continue doing these tutorials. And for the next section, we are going to learn about the branches and the most exciting part also in the Git and GitHub course. So let's see you there.